Good morning, world. In keeping with the update of our Breaking Through Infinity series, today we're talking about timing your objectives or mapping out your goal. We've already talked about how objectives are smaller pieces of the goal. That's how you break the goal down into more manageable pieces. And today we're talking about, getting the timing right for it and things you should know about timing the objectives. First being that the time for your objectives must fit within the overall time for your goal, because objectives are smaller pieces of the goal. They are pieces that all come together and form the entire goal. So if the time for your objectives is going over the time you've set aside for the time you set aside for your actual goal, then it may mean that you are not giving yourself enough time to reach that overall goal. So instead of trying to shrink the time for the objective, you should be looking to extend the time for the goal. 2, objective timing can overlap if they do not interfere with one another. Meaning you can work on 2 objectives at a time. That is perfectly fine, as long as working on one objective is not going to negatively impact your ability to work on the other. So if working on one objective means that you're going to be taking away time or resources that you need for the other, then you should be looking to do them one after the other as opposed to doing them at the same time. You want to be able to devote as much time and as the objective requires, invest all the resources that the objective requires, and not be cutting corners in order to try to put things, clump things together. 3, the time must make sense and give you enough time to get things done without giving you too much time, more time than you need. Meaning that you should not be trying to do something in 1 week that takes 3 weeks. Give yourself enough time to do things and do them right. Give yourself enough time to complete an objective without rushing it, without having to cut corners, without doing a half job or something like that. Give yourself enough time to complete every objective thoroughly, completely, accurately, the way it should be and needs to be done. And don't get not so much that you're giving yourself so much time that you are procrastinating or you're just wasting time because you have this much extra time. Give yourself just enough time to get it done, maybe a little cushion, but not so much. 4, focus on getting things done right and not just getting to the end. A lot of times, especially when people first start out on a goal, they want to get to that end. So they want to get as much done as quickly as possible. The goal should not be to be done as quickly as possible. The goal should be to get things done right so that you don't have to come back and fix them later, so that you're not wasting time later making up for corners that were cut, things that you didn't finish because you didn't have time. Focus on getting things done right. Focus on getting things done the way they should be done, instead of just getting to the end and then having to come back and fix it. And finally, there needs to be break. Again, this happens a lot at the very beginning, where people are so excited. I'm pursuing my goal, this, that, and the other. And they try to put everything in and schedule all 24 hours every single day, 100, instead of they have 170 hours scheduled in their 168-hour week. Don't do that. Give yourself breaks, because the body is not made to work constantly without stopping. Your body requires time to refresh and renew and refuel and things like that. So make sure that you are including break times. There are some open times where you can relax. There are some times where you can press that reset button and just refuel, because that allows you to be better when you come back to the next step, as opposed to if you try to go without stopping. Eventually your body's going to say enough is enough, and your body is going to crash, and that is going to have a greater negative impact on your goal journey, as opposed to if you just took a break. Quick recap. 1, the timing for your objectives must fit within the overall time for your goal, because objectives are pieces of the goal. 2, objective timing can overlap only if they do not interfere with your ability to complete whatever is overlapping as well as it should be done. And 3, The timing must make sense. It must give you enough time to get everything done and get it done correctly without giving you so much time that you're wasting time or procrastinating. 4, you should focus your timing on getting things done right as opposed to just reaching the end. Don't try to go so fast, just focus on getting it done right. And finally, there needs to be break spaces in your timing because your body requires that time for, refresh and refueling and all that stuff. As you know, the series is based on the book Breaking Through Infinity. So if you haven't already gone through to Lakai Publishing, just head over to lakaipublishing.com and grab your copy. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.